Alright, so we're checking out the only game where you can interrogate people by turning off your recorder and beating the piss out of them until they admit it's interrogation. More totally legal tactics, damn it. In Interrogation, you play a young detective who can get people to admit to their crimes in one of two different ways. The right way and the gray way. It mentions in the game that if you need to get a confession, you can just, turn off your recorder and start beating the hell out of people until they give it up. But you have to face the slow slide into the underworld if you do so. I think you know what we're gonna choose. Hey, I need you to come in on a case. So what you're saying is you basically need somebody to get a set of battery cables hooked up to their nipples. We need your questioning magic in there, a confession, because all we have is circumstantial. I like how the chief calls beating people to death questioning magic. This is the PC term for it. The chief is like, that's so weird. Every time he gets done having an interrogation, we always have to clean up the room for bodily fluids. I like how the answers are short thing, yes sir, and fine. My hands are getting tired from cracking skulls, but I guess one more is one more. So the story is this Cox broke in armed with a low-cal piece, holding this Peterson up and tying him to a chair. This reads awful. A Cox tied up a Peterson. Sure, whatever. Wife comes in, jumps for the phone. Cox drops her with 2 shots to the back before bolting. I like the way he's delivering this Google Translate. He's like, forget about it. Peterson was as cool as a cucumber. His wife's body just lying there in the other room. Mordecai, with names like Cox and Peterson, I think they're working together, man. Managed to track down and also grab Cox. Is this game doing this on purpose? You can tell when people start to make games specifically so I get demonetized. Check out the files, grill them cross-examination, get me a confession. You got it. I love my chief because he doesn't really have an exact roadmap for me. He's just like, get the confession and we'll take care of cleaning up the blood. Using the description provided and a tip from a local pawn shop, we managed to track down the burglar, one Jerry Munch Cox. Oh my God. This guy's name, come on. All right, real quick. Really, game? His name is Jerry Munch Cox? Jerry Munch Cox is a high school dropout with no current employment. Munch is well known to the local police as having a terrible name. Where the hell did we get these pictures from? Like, this is him hanging out in his backyard. We're just pulling everything off of his Facebook. Here's Daryl Peterson. I appreciate that one of the pictures they decided to use was him at his wife's funeral. They were like, when can we get a picture of the victim at their most emotionally distraught? I know. All right, bring in Munch Cox or whatever. Oh, awesome. We already have him hooked up to the car batteries. I like how the questioning goes from 1 to 100. It's like, let's talk about yourself. Let's talk about the burglary. Be honest with me. Who killed Mrs. Peterson? This one's in red, so I feel like you're not supposed to pick it. We're picking this. They frown, annoyed. I know where this is going. Regardless of what you believe I did, Chief, you got nothing on me because I didn't kill nobody. The narration in this game is amazing because it's straight out of 1980s cop movies. Can I start with the ass kicking right off the bat? Yep, sure can. There's a crack in the wall. There's literally a crack in the wall from where I beat this shit out of the last guy. I require your full attention. What the hell is this? Is that a goddamn taser inside of my filing cabinet? I mean, there's so many things at my disposal. What do I start with to get the confession? My chief's probably outside and he's like, right now Gray's using his verbal judo to get the guy to admit. Chief, I've got one tool in my toolbox and it's a taser. They yell out in pain, insisting that they're innocent. Clearly you need another hit. Maybe I should stop. The best part of this game is how realistic the sound effect for the sobbing leg breathing is. A rough indication of the subject's fear. A faster pulse means they're more afraid of you. What happens if you keep going? There's different tags every time you open up the drawer. Let's hear the electruth. Electrocution unto truth. I can be quite stunning. Okay, real quick. This needs to be on the mission statement for this police force. I'm using this again. The subject has passed out. My God, he's vomited blood all over my table. Captain? Captain, can you get Molly maids? What do I do? what do I do now? Take a break. All right, I'm just gonna turn this back on. Yeah, just bring in Daryl Peterson, guys. Just put him on top of the other body. I think he'll be more truthful when he sees that the last guy exploded in a blood spray. They did! They put him on top of the other guy. Before we begin cracking Daryl's skull against the wall, I think that we should start asking some questions about his wife. They state with warmth in their voice, "She was such an angel. What do you want to know? How are things in your marriage, Daryl?" They state defensively, "I don't see the relevance of this line of questioning." Oh, you don't? Do you see it now, Daryl? Do you see it? Tell it to the Great Wall of Truth. That's one of the options here. Time to go to the wall and pray. Listen up, you piece of sh**. That is not a quip about the wall. That is just me berating the witness. All right, maybe now we can get some answers. My file does not say, "Do you have any children?" No, we had other things to occupy ourselves with. I like how the answer is, "So you don't have any children." He just answered this. You really should take notes. I told you that I do not. You can just keep asking this. I'm gonna give this guy a seizure. Look at him twitch as I keep asking the same question. Were there any neighbors she wasn't on good terms with? They stare blankly. I don't know. We didn't talk too much with our neighbors and she wasn't very sociable. How does this help you put that bastard behind bars? I mean, I got good news, Daryl. He's actually already dead. There's nobody who you think would plan on harming her. They state blankly, no, not really. Why does he keep stating blankly to everything? Oh, it might be because I gave him a concussion. Did she get along with her colleagues at work? What, you think that fat burglar could be a hitman in this economy? Daryl, don't go calling Cox fat. The burglar had his gun out when he burst in. How did you react when you saw the gun? I put my hands up, of course. I told him that he could take whatever he wanted, as long as he did not hurt us. All right, Daryl, we need to go over to the Wall of Truth real quick. Remember this wall? I remember it. Achievement unlocked, Dark Knight, yeah. Did you hear the burglar coming into the house? No, not really. We were arguing quite loudly. Oh, man. Munch was just breaking up some domestic violence, and I ended up killing him. You said you own a gun. You're not a registered gun owner. You son of a bitch. Seeing how dangerous this city is nowadays, criminals running loose while the police force is too corrupt to do anything about it, you have to be ready to take matters into your own hands. No offense. I mean, I wish I could tell him he's wrong, but I tased the last guy to death, and I've already beaten him twice. I like how one of the questions are now quite harsh views you have, Mr. Peterson. Do you really think this burglar deserves to die? Hell yes. With some people, there's no alternative. You have to take things into your own hands and get tough. The only way this world will ever be a better place is if honest people stand up, with force, if necessary. Daryl, we're so alike. I can't, you know what? I think we need to have a discussion about how similar we are. Look me in the eye, Daryl. Vigilante justice, you think that's the solution? There's so much filth out there, and the system that's supposed to clean it is just as dirty. If honest people like you and me don't take action, the filth will drown us all. It's the only solution. I like how he's saying that I'm one of the honest people. Just you and me, that won't change much, don't you think? I don't know. I mean, how many people have we laid out on this floor? There's many of us out there who think like this. We found each other online. Like-minded people willing to take up responsibility, do the right thing. What is it, like a kick-ass forum? It's just a bunch of people trying to be the Justice League. What are you talking about? A political platform? This doesn't sound like a political platform. This sounds like a backyard UFC. Politics is their game. If we play by their rules, we lose because it's a rigged system. We need to short circuit the whole system. Shake up the entire establishment. This guy sounds like the dude from Fight Club. That takes a coordinated effort, though. How will that happen? I feel like we're slowly getting into some sort of terrorist activity. There's this group I'm talking about. We mostly meet online. Forum, boards, chat rooms. It's a great tool to organize ourselves, to plan things out. The chat rooms are anonymous, of course. We know each other by our IDs, mostly veterans, people that have been involved for a long time. They assign a mentor to new people. Mine is Horn Bunny 49. Jerry Munchcox. Horn Bunny 49. Who is in charge of naming the characters in this game? What needs to be discussed in such secrecy? I don't know for sure, but it's the place where they assign actual tasks and set up meetings. Things are picking up recently. It's all very exciting to be part of the Liberation Front. Where the hell is this game gone? This was supposed to be about a burglary and a murder. Now we're taking over the United States or something. There's a hint here, and I decided to click on it. And it says, Daryl has expressed extreme violent views and has admitted he was arguing with his wife. Finding out what relationship should give us a clear motive. I mean, technically I have violent views as well. So you and your wife argued often and she blamed you for getting fired. Yes, you got it right. She thought that it was because she had an income and I did not. It made her superior. Wouldn't understand that it wasn't my fault I was fired. No, it's your fault that you're crazy. I mean, I'm crazy and I still have a job. You just need to find the right boss. I appreciate that this game understands exactly what type of character I'm playing right now, because you have the choices currently of it must have been so frustrating for you, her constant pestering, and now it's time to stop bullshitting me, Peterson. It's obvious to anyone that you resented what she did. We're going straight for the bullshit. Yes, I deserved her respect, and she refused to give it to me. Any man in my position would feel the same. She was vicious and relentless. I couldn't have any peace and quiet. This is the same guy who called her an angel. That's why you seem so composed about the situation. You actually hated her. I'm not even gonna need this guy to get this confession. Oh, he's just passed out. He's fine. How would you feel in my shoes? I'm not happy she's dead, but she made my life miserable. At least now I can have some peace and quiet. That is the worst sentence a person can say about their wife while sitting in front of a cop that's a psycho. Who killed your wife, Daryl? You killed her. I can't beat you anymore because you'll die. What do you mean? That damn burglar. Who do you think killed her? Well, I don't know. I can't ask him. He's still unconscious in the next room. But it's clear to me that you have no love for your wife. You resent her. I would go so far as to say you hate her. Yes, I did hate her. I didn't expect you to be so truthful with me. I hated her arrogance. I hated her friends. I hated her bonsai trees. Don't bring the bonsai trees into this, you bastard. And even more, that night, you had an argument and you saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on the burglar you spotted coming in. Isn't that right? I mean, God, this guy is like an open book. Again, the two options that you have, they're so good. Like this one's like, you had the means and the motive. If you believe in justice, you'll confess. And then the other one's like, listen, I have you on record saying that you hated your wife and you planned dangerous activities. If you don't confess, I'll make sure you're convicted for terrorist intent and you rot in prison for the rest of your miserable life. It's like this game is forcing me to pick like this option here. You know that. Is that your idea of justice? I admit, I killed her. She had it coming, as do many others, such as you, and the corrupt system that puts people like you in positions of power. Your time will come. How the hell did I crack this case? The first guy, I didn't even get any questioning in. I just immediately knocked him out with the taser until he became a blood fountain all over my lovely mahogany table. This guy I've treated like piss the whole time. This game is amazing. What are my findings? Do I still have my job, Captain? Interrogation successful. Well, we did it. We put a man behind bars by effectively committing every atrocity a human being can do. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode of Interrogation. Until next time, stay foxy and much love.